So today I had a mental wellness day. You know, I have these days where I say I'm going to find wellness. Well, I left my house. I went into Atlanta to the Wright Center. The Atlanta Business Chambers Women's League had a think tank summit, and it was great. I thought I was going to go there and just, mull around, which I did. But it was so electrifying. The energy was so high. The ladies were from every place, doing everything, having so much conversation. And it was not about networking and telling about your business and what you do and how you're looking for business. It was more about how can we tighten up what we're doing in our businesses. So what I learned today was about automation. I already knew about automation and I knew I needed it. But today I learned a strategy for automation, that's the word. A strategy for you know what I mean? And it's about taking out some little sticky notes. And as we were talking about it, I was like, wow, that makes so much sense because I think I need to see it. I know what I want done and how I think it needs to go, but the lady said, if you take those sticky notes out and you write on them and you start moving them around, then you can really see how automation works. And then it's much easier to actually implement it and get it inside of your CRM. That was great information. I learned so much from them. I talked to them. They spoke to me. I was able to share about my broadcasting experience, and come to find out, I met 3 people who are not only interested in doing a commercial, but they want to have a broadcast. They want to have their own show on the radio. Check, click, check. They were like, oh, I never thought I would meet you. I didn't know it was something that I always wanted to do. And so that made me feel really good that I could share that with them. I also talked about gardening. Some of them are already hydroponic gardeners. See, people doing this. I keep telling y'all, this is not new. But anywho, I just wanted to tell you, I wanted to share that I found wellness today. It was peaceful. It was relaxing. After I left there, I had to go to the doctor. My blood pressure was 123/70. And my blood pumping was 63. I was like, wow, I'm so relaxed. She was like, yeah, what you was doing? I was like, I just came from a meeting with some powerful, energetic Black women who doing stuff that's important, not just to them, but to their community. And that's something else that I saw. Everybody was interested in how they're going to give back to their community. How is this going to be beneficial to not just myself, but to the community? So I think that was the extra charge that went with what was going on today. We had a light lunch and then, we left and went our separate ways. I had to go to the doctor, but it was just phenomenal. And I just wanted to share that. Atlanta Black Chambers. Even if you don't live in Atlanta, you can still hook up with Atlanta Black Chambers. They have this thing called Tuesday Talk. When I tell you, it is full of education. When you the first time I went on there, I was so intrigued with the chat. I couldn't even hear what they was talking about because the chat was so powerful. But now I've learned to save the chat and listen up to what's going on. So much history, so much information, so much good stuff there. And they're global, which is where we need to be, global. So that's it for me. Talk to you later.